Hey everybody, it's Katie. Yes, I'm wearing the exact same things again as in the last video. The exact same old men's shirt. But yeah, no. I'm just really way too lazy to change now. So today I want to talk to you about Dreams Underfoot by Charles Lint. This book is amazing. This book is so fantastic. And you know, what I can't get over is that I paid €1.26 for this book. Okay, this book is a bit older. This book was first published in 1993, which is the year of my birth. For all you interested people. This book consists of interlocked short stories which, apart from one story, all take place in the imaginary city of Newport. And for that, the interlockedness of the stories is not annoying at all, because it is about the people from the city, and you know, naturally they would know each other, so it doesn't really feel forced. But because the book is made up of different short stories, I can't really give you a plot, because you know, all of the stories have different plots. The stories themselves, all of them contain either some fairy tale or folklore element. Maybe they are retellings. Some of them have magical realism elements, but they are all rather dark and twisted, or some of them are really, really twisted. I don't really want to slap a trigger warning on the book, but I feel like I have to mention it. There are a few stories that are centered around child abuse, and that contain a bit of sexual stuff. It's not like every story is about sex, but it's in there, and I know that some people don't like this, so I feel like I have to mention it. Now, I gave this book 5 stars on Goodreads. I would objectively give the stories alone, I would give 4 stars. There were a few stories, some that I liked better than others, but when I didn't like stories, it got more to do with the pacing, or sometimes the pacing was a bit off, or you know, there was a little bit, the word underfoot was used a little bit too much. But what ultimately elevates the book to 5 stars for me is that there are so many themes. There's so much in this book that still holds up to this day. And this book has been written 24 years ago. I mean, this has been published 24 years ago. It has probably been written earlier than that. You know, things about society, things about the cities, and about people, and you know, the struggles that women face, or rebellious teenagers, about moms. There was so much truth in it that this book gave me, for myself, for my life, gave me so much. I'd never expected this. It was weird. I kind of knew that I would like this book. Some stories really, really spoke to me, and can you hear that sound? That is my computer editing, rendering another video. Damn, that's really loud. I hope the microphone does not pick it up so much. Some of these stories touched me in ways that few books have so far, and I think that is really a sign for the quality of the stories, if they still can hold up to this day, nearly a quarter of a century later. And I think that there are a lot of different angles that one can approach these stories, and not necessarily this is not something that just necessarily someone with my life story can understand. There's so much in it, and someone who has had a lot different upbringing than I had can take a lot out of the story, I think. The only thing is that some of the pop culture references, like songs and movies and celebrities and stuff like that, do not hold up quite as well. But yeah, no. I mean, it's been written 25 years ago, so there's that. And it didn't bother me. It wasn't something that took me out of the story or made me totally not understand the story. It doesn't really, these references don't really play a big of a deal or play a huge role. It's not really about that. It's more about the people and what they are experiencing and about the things that they discover about themselves or discover about the world. And so it didn't really bother me. The themes that are in the stories are art and storytelling, loneliness. Fuck, I can't say this word. Loneliness, creativity, and how to cope with traumas and hope and despair, and just so many more that I can't even mention. I mean, I had to stop. I thought I could read this book in like 3 or 4 days. And I just couldn't, because I had to stop so often and just put the book down and just sit there and think about what I just read. And I think that is really also an indicator for the quality of the book. And I think Charles Lint is an excellent storyteller. These stories are crafted wonderfully, and I'm definitely going to reread this book and taking notes and stuff. Also, I think this could be a gateway book for people who don't really have experience with reading short story collections, and want to get into this format. I personally struggled with short story collections. I tried to read Neil Gaiman's Smoke and Mirrors short story collection and the Unnatural Creatures and anthology. But I just couldn't kind of get into it. But I think I can now, because I really enjoyed this book, and I think it's because of the interlocking short stories, it's not really that difficult to read it, because people will pop up in other stories, not as the main character of that story. But it was fun finding out little pieces of information about the different people throughout all the stories, and yeah. So I can definitely highly recommend this book. I mean, you can buy this book used. Like I said, I paid €1.26. Just look it up. You can probably find it for even less. And I had to pay shipping also, so that was about €4 that made the book be about €4. Still really cheap. As I said, highly recommend this book, and I will definitely go on with the New Ford series. This was such a treat. After the garbage that I've read before, it was really good. I just can't. Yeah. Okay, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this review, kind of. I don't know. I really hope you're going to pick up this book. I can't tell you. Really, I wish I had a box of copies of this book and just handing it out to people take this book, take it for free. Free gems for everybody. Oh man. That's my dream, just having, walking around and giving people books that this book made me think about myself in ways that I haven't thought about myself before. And I think that is an indicator for great literature. So yeah, maybe I should become a bookseller. That would be really cool. Anyways, I hope you have an awesome day. I hope you found this review entertaining and informative, and I will see you soon. Bye!